He joins us from London, where he's a lecturer of physics and astronomy at University College London. Always good to have you on this news hour. So there were various factors here that delayed the return of these astronauts and the cosmonaut. But before such missions, how are such things like the hurricanes or technical issues factored into the feasibility of a safe return?
Yes, indeed. It was a series of events that in the last few months we have seen with the International Space Station, and just coping with contingencies, which is the success of all these operations, that the system is resilient in order to come successful with contingencies, completely unexpected situations, which is extremely important to gain all these experiences for the future exploration of space. Now, when we leave the low Earth orbit and go beyond, those problems will still appear, and we need that kind of attitude and that kind of inventiveness and trying to cope with these problems and save lives and make successful missions.
And of course, this technology is advancing so quickly that is something that should happen very soon. But these 4 astronauts spent 235 days in space, I believe. That's the longest of any human SpaceX mission. When you are in space for that long, what does it do to people, both mentally and physically? Because I would think that they would be aware that spending longer than the total mission is something that could be expected, but it is still, I would imagine, something quite difficult to have to deal with.
Well, in a way, yes, it is. Although we have to remember, I mean, these astronauts have a very, very strong training. And certainly these contingencies, these extended periods, of course, is to deal with the circumstances, and then they have to accommodate to that. And certainly the space station, the International Space Station, remember, is a space laboratory where a lot of things are being done regarding the behavior of the human body in low gravity, the lack of communication, if you like, the confined space. And all these have, as you said, psychological effects that only a few weeks extra in this case is not that important, but this will come when we go to the moon, certainly, but certainly going to Mars, which is a trip of several months. This is going to be extremely, extremely important.
These missions, like you say, they are extremely important. And currently at the International Space Station, those 4 who have now returned, what kind of information were they collecting that will help us here on Earth?
Well, working in a laboratory that has a very low, what we call microgravity, or very low gravity, you can do experiments with molecules, with substances, with try new forms of medicines, and even play with possibilities of cure cancer, and doing experiments that cannot be done here on Earth, and many other things like grow plants and do a lot of biological experiments on that space station, which is what it has been done for the last 23 years or so since the space station started to work at the turn of the century. So all this information is extremely important for benefit here on Earth, and certainly benefit in the future space exploration.
Absolutely, Francisco Diego. Always good to get your take. Thank you so much. Live to us there from London.